Hi, I'm Ivan with Ivan Co Fitness, and welcome to week 3 of the Eat Smart Challenge. So we know that sugar is bad for you, but why is it such a big deal? In this video, I'm going to explain how sugar functions in the body and how your body processes sugar. After that, I'm going to show you 5 foods that people buy in large amounts thinking that it's healthy for them, but it's actually causing them more damage than you can imagine. First, let's understand sugar. Sugar comes in 2 basic forms: fructose, which is processed by the liver, and glucose, which is used practically everywhere else in the body. If your blood sugar goes too low, called hypoglycemia, you could get shaky, dizzy, or even faint. So why does sugar have such a bad rap? First, let's understand that an average human with healthy blood sugar levels has just under 1 teaspoon worth of sugar in their bloodstream, total. The food you eat is broken down into sugar and then absorbed directly into your bloodstream. So the next time you eat a whole bunch of carbs, you might want to ask yourself, gee, how is my body going to deal with all that sugar? And good question. The body relies on insulin to keep blood sugar from rising up too much. Insulin pushes the sugar from your blood into your body's cells, which your body then turns into glycogen, storing it for later use. If your body has no need for the carbohydrates that you eat, then that glucose and fructose gets turned into fat. With diabetes, your blood sugar goes and stays above that healthy 1 teaspoon of sugar, and all your organs and tissues end up with inflammation and start to develop toxicity and disease. And if you rely on your insulin system too much, you could be on the path to diabetes. Keep in mind that your body turns all carbohydrates, with the exception of fiber, into sugar. So check the label. How many teaspoons of sugar or grams of carbohydrates are in that can of soda or that loaf of bread? Now, let's switch over to fructose, another type of sugar that comes from refined sugar and fruit. Fructose is processed solely by the liver, much in the same way alcohol is. The liver stores as much fructose as it can in the form of glycogen for the next time that you're fasting or working out. If you consume too much fructose and your liver can't store anymore, it gets turned into fat. As with alcohol consumption, if the liver can't keep up with the amount of fructose going in, it gets stressed and inflamed. This leads to increased production of LDL, bad cholesterol, and reduced production of the HDL, good cholesterol, and causes abdominal fat around the organs, which is directly linked to heart disease and other chronic illness. And all this time, we've been taught that heart disease comes from eating fat and cholesterol. No, my friends, science shows us that sugar is the culprit. And the low-fat diet has actually pushed us to eating more sugar. So here we have it, the obesity epidemic, complete with diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and cancer. I hope this settles the case with you on sugar and shows you the benefits of adapting our body to use fats more efficiently. So what are some of the sneakiest ways that sugar has gotten into our food? First, all processed starches are carbohydrates that get broken down rapidly into sugar. Even though starches like pasta, bread, and cereals may not be sweet to the taste, they are an obvious culprit. Eliminate these processed carbohydrates from your diet. But if you're really active and you need some carbohydrates, then at least stick to carbs that give you a lot of nutrients, like brown rice, quinoa, and sweet potatoes. A second big culprit is the controversial dairy. Notice that lactose sounds similar to glucose and fructose. Lactose is simply milk sugar, and much like starches, it doesn't taste particularly sweet. An 8-ounce cup of milk has about 3 teaspoons worth of lactose, which is actually really hard for most people to digest. Third is yogurt, and most yogurts are even worse than milk. A natural, non-processed yogurt has about equal amounts of sugar as fat, meaning that the sugars digest a little bit more slowly and the fats make you feel full. Nowadays, most yogurts in the shelf are low fat. They've added modified cornstarch to thicken it, and refined sugars, and worse yet, the fruit-flavored yogurt, which has tiny fruit chunks with even more added sugar. Unfortunately, due to these added starches and sugars, these yogurts have more than 3 times the amount of original carbohydrate, and some of them have little or no fat at all. The next culprit is pre-made or ready-to-cook food, like a pre-made lasagna, pot pie, or chicken burgers. These big meals and appetizers that are ready to go are loaded with maltodextrin, cornstarch, and other carbohydrates that don't even show up as sugars on the labels. Aside from hidden sugar, these foods also have many other food additives, including harmful processed fats, proteins, and preservatives. These ready-to-go meals may be saving you time now, but they are jeopardizing your health later. The last big hidden source of sugar is fruit. And I know I touched on this a few times before, but fruit does add to your carbohydrate intake. That being said, fruit also provides a variety of excellent nutrients. Tropical and very sweet fruits like bananas have more of the natural sugar for the amount of nutrients they provide. Fruits like berries, lemons, and green apples have much less sugar, as their taste would indicate. Keep in mind, we're not here to eliminate carbohydrates from our diet, but we should become aware of our consumption and use carbohydrates as needed to replenish and energize our bodies. So, to wrap it up, how much sugar should I be eating? The best guidance I can provide on this is as little as you need. So for the Eat Smart Challenge, you've committed to no processed and no added sugars. For best health, as little as needed is best. I know sugar is a hot topic and there's a lot to know, so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. As always, make today your success, and see you soon.